All right, Matt. So, it's been two long years here in Green Bay. We are ready to get back winning. And it is my pleasure to introduce Matt LaFleur as the 15th head coach of the Green Bay Packers in our 100th season. Matt?
This is a little surreal for me right now, but I just want to start off by thanking Mark and Brian and Russ Ball for the opportunity. I cannot tell you how honored I am for this situation.
Super Bowl champ. That article on Bleacher Report this morning, it dropped 10 minutes before the show, so I had to speed read and read the whole thing. And my takeaway was somebody was not happy with Mike McCarthy, and I don't know if it was one source or 20, but they clobbered McCarthy. Mike has a low football IQ. It used to bother Aaron. He'd say Mike's got one of the lowest IQs, if not the lowest IQ of any coach he's ever had. I mean, that is harsh. Of McCarthy in the article by Bleacher Report is that in the end, he just didn't work on the Aaron relationship, and that he was kind of insecure with the Van Pelt relationship, and he should have kept him, but Mike was insecure about Van Pelt was closer to Aaron than Mike was. Let's talk about that. Did Mike McCarthy fail? This article makes it sound like McCarthy failed at connecting with Aaron. Is that fair?
That is fair. That is definitely fair, and I think a lot...
Chicago, TD. Hey, you know what that's going to be. Okay. That's going to be an L right there in Chicago. Now, the Vikings, you said it right there, Cole. Since 2016, they have not beaten the Minnesota Vikings. That streak continues. They are now they're 0-3. Now, week 4 here against the Eagles.
1-2. They're 1-2.
When you see 1-2, wait, 1-2. I see 0-3 on that board.
That Broncos game is kind of shaky. It's kind of shaky.
All right, so here, they're not going to lose 4 in a row, so I'm going to give them a dub against the Eagles there, even though I think the Eagles are a really good team there. Now, they've won 5 of the last 6 meetings against the Cowboys. Woo! Cowboys are looking good, so I'm going to say that's a loss there. So now we're talking about 1-4. Detroit, even though Detroit has owned them since 2016, I think they get a dub here. They get a dub here against Detroit. They own the Raiders since 1987. They just own the Raiders, so they're going to beat the Raiders. That's 2 in a row there. Now they're going to Kansas City. You guys know what that is.
That's 2 L's.
That's an L. 2 L's. That's 2 L's. Now, back-to-back game against AFC West opponents. The Chargers haven't beaten the Packers in a long time, but they're going to flip it. They're going to flip it on them. So that's going to be an L there. And they got Carolina in week 10. This can go either way. I think they might get a win there against the Panthers. I'll just be generous, give them a win there. The Niners, they got a bye in week 11. And then here you go. Niners last year gave them all they can handle. And the Packers won that game. But this year, they're going to lose to the Niners out there. They're going to beat the New York Giants, so that's a W there. We're at 5-11. That's pretty good. And then the Washington Redskins, they win that one. But then look at this. They finish with all division games at the end of the season. They're not going to beat the Chicago Bears because that's one of my Super Bowl favorite teams, so that's a loss there. The Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota, that's a loss there. And, of course, Detroit Lions has owned them. They're going to split that series with Detroit, so that's going to be another L there. Finish the season with 3 straight losses.
Trubisky. And he's going to get sacked. Preston Smith comes in, and that really puts an exclamation point on a tremendous Packer defensive performance. Is the running back to give it to the former Atlanta Falcon, and he will back his way in. Touchdown.
Worst, he wants to go in here 13-0.
2nd and 5. Garoppolo fires over the middle. Caught. Samuel, the rookie, is inside the 10 to the end zone. Touchdown, 49ers. Rolling left, eyes downfield, great protection, wide open. George Kittle inside the 10. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Question about it. What he does after the catch is just phenomenal.
And through the middle, Mostert into the end zone.
Packers show they're not ready for primetime.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And listen, obviously, I'm not talking about that bad man, Aaron Rodgers, who was bad in an entirely different way last night. We understand that. But I think we need to pay attention to what transpired. They got their butts kicked, plain and simple. They got beat up. And Max, to use a boxing analogy, I often like people, and just go to YouTube and look up a fight years ago that Max will start smiling the minute I bring it up. When Felix Trinidad went for the middleweight crown against William Joppy.
You love that fight.
I mean, what I'm saying is, Dan, because the reason I bring that up is because Madison Square Garden was packed and the Latinos were everywhere and everything was hyped. But Felix was moving up in weight against a middleweight. And when I tell you he destroyed William Joppy, I mean, it's been many, many years ago. And it would still be difficult for Joppy to walk the streets with anybody who knows who he is.
Hold is high and down. Crosby's kick is up, and it is good! And the Green Bay Packers have a first-round bye in the playoffs.
A bye team with the number 2 seed right, in the NFC, so they do get the bye, but they do not look overwhelming. Give them all the credit in the world.
I know.
It's very tough
I
to
know.
win 13 games.
No
in the
doubt.
NFL.
It's amazing here. But I'm
first-year head coach.
You're on. I hear you. It's like the most unimpressive number 2 seed I can remember in recent history. And I don't mean that. I do. I respect Matt LaFleur and Mike Pettin and everything they've done. And, of course, you know Aaron Rodgers is my favorite player ever. I mean, I love Green Bay. But if I'm just going to sit here and keep it real, yeah, they're one of the worst 2 seeds I've ever seen.